And now let's start building the cushions. So if I look at this, let's go and start building the cushions at the bottom in here. I'll come back here and I will look at the top view and I'll say freeze selection. What that means is we cannot select this any longer. I can go ahead and say unfreeze all to bring that back up so I can select it. Okay. The reason I'm going to freeze the selection is because I will go ahead and create the cushion according to the size that we need in here. Okay, so this size right there. And I'll start the cushion again from a box. I'll click on the box and I'll make something like this. There it is. Let's take a look at how that looks. And here's the cushion at the bottom. We'll bring that up. So here's the cushion right there. We can make that zoom in on the front. So I can pretty much bring that in here and make that a little taller, like so. Okay, and we look at the cushion in here. We can play around with the edges and play around with the norms later on, but right now let's go ahead and make them smoother on the edges. So again, just like we did for the iPod, we can convert that into an editable polygon. And I'll go ahead and move these away from each other like so. Okay, and I'll look at the top. See how that looks. So at the top I can also move these away from each other. Like so. Okay, so when I turn the polygon, when I turn the norms on, I can come back here, look at this, and this looks a little smoother on the edges. Now, if I want to make this more smoother on the edges, I can turn that back off. And let me actually change these. Let's see how this looks without even touching anything. That could be that that's what we want. So almost actually. So let's go ahead and just move them just a little bit. So again, you can play around with the norms and see what you like exactly. So we don't want to go all the way. You can just do that. Same thing for this. I don't want to go all the way. There we go. And then it looks like we need to make this a little bit taller on the Y. So I'll make it something like that. And let's go ahead and turn the norms on. I'll scroll down and here it is. Norms are on, and let's go and do a render. Okay, let's make them a little bit, or let's move that to the front a little bit. Okay, and let's see, there are actually two of those, so I made one. Let's go ahead and make two of those instead of one. So I'll come back here to the front and adjust this so we can get two of those. I'll make a duplicate of this after the adjustment, so I'll make this. There we go, make it a little bit taller maybe. Or if I come here, I can pull these, zoom in even further. Yeah, what about if we do something like this? Pull these up, start pulling these up, I'll pull that up even more. Okay, something like that. So if I look at this from this side and I do a render, that's more to what we want. We can push this just a little bit down so it does not look. Okay, maybe a little bit down on these. Now you can create more vertices in here and make it more, looking a lot more to what you want. Okay, and then I'll make a duplicate of that. So let's change the color first. Let's make that. Matter of fact, let's apply the same color to all of them. So what I'm going to do is I will unselect all, unfreeze all. There it is. And if I come back here, I can go ahead and zoom out and make a duplicate of that by holding shift down. There it is. So we created the cushions at the bottom, and I can go ahead and render that. Yeah, that looks pretty close to what we want. So now you can add more vertices and make it, you know, with some wrinkles in the middle and things of that nature. So I'll leave that up to you, or we'll add that later on. Or we can take this to Photoshop and apply a different texture that looks like wrinkles. Okay, so that's that, and I can go ahead and do the same thing. I'm going to save it first before I lose it. So Control S to save, and I'll save it under. I have all the tutorials saved in here. So I'll say here's the sofa. Okay.